Hi, it's Michelle from Divorce Talk, and I'm here to help you navigate the overwhelm of divorce and avoid some of the pitfalls, many of which I did not. And today's topic is a hot one. It's when and how to approach online dating post divorce. And this is one of the most searched questions by divorcees online, and I completely understand why. After divorce, the thought of putting yourself out there again can feel totally overwhelming. So, the big question is, when should you start dating again? And as a divorce coach and as someone who's lived through it, I want to be real with you. Dating too soon can set you back, and I know this firsthand. Divorce is emotionally and mentally exhausting and draining. And before you re enter the dating pool, you need to ask yourself some important questions. Has the grief and anger softened? Do you genuinely feel self worth and confidence? Can you talk about your past without overwhelming sadness or anger? And do you feel ready to meet new people? So, if you can answer yes to those questions, you're probably ready to move forward. If not, you have to give yourself some more time. Maybe it's more therapy, maybe it's self reflection, because you need to heal first. And here are the facts. I've been married and divorced twice. And I had to sit with those same questions myself. And after my second divorce, I thought I was ready, and I wasn't. I rushed and I learned the hard way. I was still stuck in my past and I had no business being online. Yet, I attracted the wrong people, or really the wrong person, and I paid the price. And again, I share this with you so your divorce journey can be easier than mine. So, anyway, back to you. Let's assume you're ready to date again. First, you're going to need to know who you're looking for. And before you even open an app, take time to figure out what you want and what you don't. So for me, I knew I wanted someone who was grounded and who had depth and who was kind, um, somebody who had a sense of humor. I also wouldn't hit it off with someone who didn't communicate well or who was irresponsible or someone introverted. So make your list, and not about height or hair color. You can do that later, but about values. So think about what truly matters to you, and this list will become your compass. And remember to come back to your list often when you evaluate potential dates or maybe going on a second date. You need to ask yourself, do they align with what I'm looking for? So once you know what you do and do not want, where do you start online? And this is what I think is the fun part, choosing where to begin. So for our age group, if you're in around my age, 50 something, I would recommend three options, but there are others as well. So there's Bumble, there's Hinge, and there's Match.com. Three that I would recommend. So with Bumble, women send the first message, which that can feel empowering. It's free. Hinge, I think Hinge encourages more creative and authentic conversation just with the way they have their prompts. Hinge is also free. And then Match.com, it's a paid option, but it's very well established. And I think you can get some great results with any one of these. And I think you should just start with one platform and ease your way into it because it's not a race. It's an adventure, really. So here's how to build your profile. Step one, you need to choose high quality photos. You need to show your smile. You need to show your lifestyle, your passions, and make sure you have at least one full body shot. The more pics, the better. Do the maximum number of pictures that the site allows. For me, my dogs are in my pictures because they're such a big part of my life. And in some of my pictures, I'm dressed up, and in some, I'm dressed down. Now, the second part, you need to write your profile. And this is where you really need to let your personality shine. You need to be descriptive. So instead of saying something like, I like to travel, say something like, I once booked a last minute flight because adventure called. You need to be lighthearted and authentic and honest and true to who you are. And I'm going to show you my profile. I'm an active, dog-loving, energetic woman in my 50s with adult children who believes life is meant to be lived in full color. I'm looking for someone who can keep up and complement my life in both exciting and ordinary ways and make amazing memories together. Want to be my life co-star? So, in that particular case, I think that that is who I am. That is what I'm looking for. It's a little bit light and fun. And I think, although I'm telling you to be authentic and honest, I do think AI can help you here. I think you should write your profile and then you should put it through AI just to say, okay, um, does this make it sound light or make it sound a bit more fun, but still ensure that it definitely sounds like you. So, step three is to be truthful. Don't lie about anything. Don't lie about your age. Don't lie about your height. It's not worth starting off with dishonesty. And then with step four, what I'm going to suggest is to ask your friends or your kids for input about your profile. Does it look and sound like you? I think you'll really appreciate their feedback because they're your friends and your family and they want the best for you. So once you're online, patience will be key. So, not every message is going to turn into a date. Not every date is going to turn into love. And that's okay. It's not rejection, it's just the process. So, take your time. Start with banter on the app. You can move to a phone call and you can still stay on the app, and that's to be safe. So, no one will know your number. And if there's chemistry, only then consider meeting in a public place and drive separately. That's what I would suggest. And I should emphasize you really do need to be safe. So I've canceled dates before because something just felt off. You need to trust your gut. And everyone has that inner voice and you need to listen to it. I mean, the Tinder Swindler on Netflix was a true story. And if you haven't seen it, it's worth the watch because there are people out there who are deceptive. But you need to remember there are kind and wholesome people out there just like you, too. So, in closing, online dating is more than meeting someone new. It's about rediscovering who you are, your humor, your resilience, your capacity to love again. So, remember, make sure you're ready, decide what you want and what you don't want, build a profile and make sure it reflects the real you, be safe, be patient. And number five, approach online dating lightheartedly and without expectations. Just have fun. Because at the end of the day, divorce may have ended one chapter, but online dating can open the next. And that next chapter doesn't have to suck. It can be filled with hope, laughter, and maybe you'll find love. Maybe we both will. If you found this helpful, we'd love for you to like and subscribe to Divorce Talk and drop a comment below with your thoughts and questions. And remember, you're not alone. There is life, there's peace, and even joy on the other side of divorce because divorce doesn't have to suck. See you next time on Divorce Talk.